All right. So guys, or any device, it might be your PC or server, mobile phone. These devices require the operating system. But what is the use of operating system? Let us try to understand. So operating system, it is a software that acts as a mediator between computer hardware and resource user. So if you see, this is the computer hardware and this is the user and this is the operating system, and it will act as a mediator between user and the computer hardware. Computers understand only the binary numbers zeros and one, and users, they speak the languages, they use the languages, or they understand the languages like English, Hindi, Urdu, Arabic, etc. So user will send the instruction in its own language, okay, but the computer does not understand the languages like English, Urdu, Arabic, Hindi. So what this operating system will do, it will convert the instruction, it will take the instruction from the user and it will convert the instruction in binary language, then it will send the instruction to the computer. So it is a software that acts as a mediator between computer hardware and users. Computer hardware understands only the binary language, and operating system translate the user instruction into binary number and conveys it to the hardware. So this is the idea behind the operating system. Then guys, we are having different operating system types like client operating system and server operating system. So what is the difference between client operating system and server operating system? So client operating system, it is installed on client machines like desktop, laptop, tablet, smartphone. So these are the client PCs. Okay, and you will install the operating system, client operating system onto these end devices. Okay, like desktop, laptop, tablet, smartphones, etc. And it is used. What is the use of this client operating system? Client operating system is used to obtain the services from the server. We are having the server operating system, okay, and we are having the client operating system. What this client operating system will do, it will obtain the services from the server. Let us say this is the client, this PC is having the client operating system. So, and this is the web server. So what this client operating system will do, it will obtain the web services from the server. And what is the server operating system? This server operating system is designed to be used on the server. So these are the servers. We are having different server types like tower server, blade server, rack server. All these servers, okay, they will have the server operating system, and it is used to provide the services to multiple clients. So with what this server operating system will do, it will provide the services to multiple clients. It serves multiple clients at a time, and it is a very advanced operating system. We are having different server operating systems like Windows Server 2012, 2016, 2019, 2022, and we are having the Linux operating system. So these are the examples of server operating system, and the client operating system examples are like Windows 10, Windows 11, and we are having the Linux operating system also. Okay, Linux, it is having the client operating system as well. So these are the client operating system we use to obtain the services from the servers. Now, guys, let us say, so we understood, we have got the idea how to set up a network. Now, let us say we are working on a project. We are having one project. Okay. For our upcoming project, we need to deploy the following applications and services. We need Active Directory, DNS, DSCP, web server, email services, or email server, you can say. We need the SQL server, and we need SAP. We need these 7 applications and services for our upcoming project. Okay, and let us say you are the project manager and you are going to deploy, or you are going to manage all the services here. Now, how to install these services? So guys, there are 3 different ways. So you will decide, you will select one of the ways to deploy the services we have just discussed. The first way is you will use the traditional way. to deploy the servers. We will see what is the meaning of traditional way. And guys, the second way is you will do the virtualization. Okay, you will do the virtualization and you will deploy all the applications and services we have just discussed. And the third way is you can use the cloud computing also. So let us see the difference between all the three different approaches. Okay, the first approach is the traditional data center, the traditional way to deploy the servers. So guys, that what does it mean by traditional data centers? Let us try to understand. So the traditional data centers or server rooms, they are filled with physical servers. So you might have visited any data center. Okay, if they don't have any virtualization, you will see tons of servers. So these are the racks, and these racks are having so many servers here. Okay, so you might be wondering why these traditional data centers are filled with so many servers. The answer is it is a common practice to dedicate an individual server to a single application. So guys, our requirement is we need to install Active Directory, DNS, web server, SQL server, SAP, and email server. And let us say we have decided to use the traditional way. So in traditional way, what you need to do, you need to arrange a separate physical server for separate application and service. So our requirement is to deploy 7 services or 7 applications, let us say. So we need 7 servers for each application. Okay, this is the traditional approach. The ratio is 1:1. If you are having 100 applications, if you are following the traditional way, you need to purchase 100 physical servers. Clear, guys? What is the traditional approach here? What we do in the traditional data centers?
1:1.
1:1. What does it mean by 1:1?
Physical one.
One,
Physical one. Okay, if you are having 100 applications, how many servers you need?
100.
100 servers. So this is the traditional approach. So guys, you might be wondering, okay, why we are having 7 applications, right? 7 applications and services. So can't we take only one physical server and install all the 7 services? Okay, so the answer is yes, we can install multiple applications on one server. Then you might be wondering why we are following this 1:1 ratio if we can install multiple applications on the same server. So guys, the answer is if we install, okay, all the applications on one server, it will have so many drawbacks. Okay, so installing the applications on one server is having some drawbacks. So let us try to understand the drawbacks of installing the multiple services on the same server. So in this example, if you see, we have taken only one physical server. So after taking the physical server, we need to install the operating system or not? Guys, do we need to
Yes.
install the
Yes.
operating system? Okay, let us say
Yes.
it is the Windows Server operating system. After installing the server, we have installed all the services like Active Directory, DNS, DHCP, web server, email, and SQL server. So now, what is the problem here with this approach? If the operating system gets corrupted, let us say, if this operating system gets corrupted, are these services available to the users?
No.
All the services are gone, right?
Yes.
This is the first problem. If you install multiple services on the same physical device, and let us say everything is working fine, the operating system is not corrupted, everything is working fine. We are having hundreds and thousands of users. So all these users, they will access these services via one operating system or not.
Yes.
So it will be overloaded, correct?
Yes.
It will be overloaded and it will slow down the server or not. So this is the
Yes. Sir.
second problem. it will slow down the operating system. Okay, and the third drawback is the services. Okay, services like SAP, SCOM, Oracle, and we are having some other software also. We cannot install some software with Active Directory. Okay, so once the Active Directory is installed on one operating system, if you try to install SAP, SCOM, you will get the error. This is the third drawback of installing, if you are trying to install multiple applications on the same server. Clear, guys?
Yes.
So what is the solution? The solution is 1:1 ratio. So what we have done? We have taken 7 physical servers here. Okay, after taking the 7 physical servers, we need to install the operating system on all the 7 physical servers. Then you will install your services. Okay, now what is the advantage here? Let us say this operating system gets corrupted. So it will make only SAP down, right? All the services are available to the users or not.
Yes.
So this is the advantage. The first advantage is all the different services are available, even one server is down. The second advantage, it will improve the performance or not, because we are having a separate server for separate application. It will improve the performance or not.
Yes.
Okay, because each application is having its own operating system. So it will improve the performance also, and we can install the different services. Okay, Active Directory is there on server one, so we can install SQL Server on other server. We can install the SAP, and we can install the other services as well if you are having a separate operating system or separate physical server. So these are the advantages. Clear, guys?
It is clear.
That is why we use this 1:1 ratio. So dedicating one server to one application is the traditional way of installing the servers of data center, and it is having some advantages and it is having some drawbacks also. So guys, what is our main goal here in 1:1 ratio? What is the main goal? What we are trying to achieve here?
Reliability.
Reliability, and we are providing in 1:1 ratio. Our aim is to provide a separate operating system for separate application or not.
Yes.
This is our aim, right? Each application should have a separate operating system. All right. But it is having so many drawbacks. Let us see the drawbacks of traditional data centers. So you will have bunch of servers. You can see so many servers are there. It required multiple servers, switching, cabling, etc. Then to make, so these servers or the networking devices, they generate a lot of heat. So we need to make them cool as well. So to make them cool, we need the ACs to be installed in the data center. So ACs must be installed to make them cool. So more number of servers means they will generate more heat, required extra cooling here. So you need to install more ACs here. Then guys, there is a huge power consumption. So if you are having more devices, so obviously it will consume a lot of power here. So there will be a more power consumption when you have a lot of servers, and you need to provide 24/7 power supply. You should have the UPS, bigger UPS. Okay, if you have, you should have the generators. If you are using the generators, it required fuel also. Then guys, it required the large space as well. Okay, so required large space to install multiple services, servers and other devices. So you should have a huge space also. Okay, and to manage the servers, networking devices, okay, UPS, ACs, electricity, you need, okay, huge manpower also. Like you need the system engineer, network engineer, security engineer. You need should have the electricians. So you need the huge manpower, and you need to pay to them everyone. So in short, the traditional data centers consume a lot of money. So guys, if you are using the traditional data center, you need to spend a lot of money or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it required a lot of money. And guys, the shocking part is each server, okay, in the traditional data center, each server will utilize only 10 to 20% of its resources, like CPU, resources like CPUs and memory. If you see, I've taken the screenshot of one of the computers. And what is the CPU utilization here?
80%.
18%. What is the memory utilization?
20%.
20%, which means we are wasting around 80% of resources or not if you are following the traditional data center. So guys, we are spending a lot of money, and how much resources we are utilizing? Only 20%. Is it acceptable?
No.
Okay,
Waste
no.
money.
So we need a solution. So guys, you might be wondering, okay, despite of so many drawbacks, okay, we need to spend a lot of money, and it is utilizing only 20% of resources. So despite so many drawbacks, the companies were using 1:1 ratio. Why they are using? So they are using only for one reason. What is that one reason? To provide a separate operating system for separate application. This is the only reason, right? Why we were using the traditional data centers? To provide a separate operating system for separate application, correct?
Yes.
So how will you resolve this problem? What is the solution? The solution, we need the solution, right? We need a solution like we should have one physical server. On the top of this one physical server, we should run multiple operating systems. Then on the top of
Virtualization.
very good, virtualization. Okay. So on the top of this separate operating system, we can run separate applications, right? We need this solution or not to run the multiple operating system on the same physical server. If you are able to run multiple operating system on the same physical server, what will happen? It will provide a separate operating system to separate application, and it will utilize the resources or not?
Yes.
It will utilize the resources as well. So what is the solution? The solution is virtualization. Okay, guys. So what is virtualization? Let us try to understand. Can we continue or tomorrow?
Yes, sir. We'll continue tomorrow.